Hey folks, my name is Clark Gibson, and as many of you may know, our very own Richard Winham is retiring after 38 years of service to WUTC and the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. We are going to spend the next couple of weeks celebrating his career and spotlighting what he means to all of us here at the station. You are about to hear from Cindy Martin, more lovingly known as CT, someone who is very near and dear to the station as well. She's been helping out and volunteering and doing music programs for about as long as Richard's been here. Here's what she had to say.
Hi, this is CT Martin. You know me from the Retro Opry Collective here at WUTC. And I just wanted to give you a few of my musings on Richard Winham. Bob, my husband, and myself have known Richard. We all go back for almost 3 decades now. We've discussed the ills of the world within these hallowed walls of WUTC. We've solved the problems of the ages. We've listened to music. We've spoke of times we enjoyed with one another and times that we've experienced in our lives. When you get Richard talking about what his life was like in England as a young man before he came here, one of the most wonderful things that I loved hearing first from him was, well, I wanted to go to America to become a rock and roll DJ. And we are so glad that you did, Richard. I'll keep this short and sweet. Richard is the producer of my shows, as he is the producer. He's produced, my goodness, so many of our shows through these years, these 38 years. Hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of shows have his mark on them. To know Richard is to know an individual who looks at everyone as if they are very valuable. He looks at you and he sees in you something that maybe you don't see within yourself, and he leaves you feeling as if you are a really great person. Someone who can convey that to you has a spirit and a heart that's unique and rare. That's why we have such great music with Richard at the helm. He feels that music. He feels the musician, the writer, the songwriter's heart. His interviews with authors, his interviews with singers and performers from every aspect of entertainment are filled with real stories, heart, life. Richard brings these things to our ears, and we are able to understand more about the world around us through the words that he brings and the interviews that he does with performers and singers. I refer to my friend Richard Winham as Sir Richard the Musical-Hearted. I do look at him as a knight who brings us this marvelous music that we live our lives by, brings merriment to our hearts and joy to our days. And in that spirit, I'll leave you with this. Sir Richard Winham, the musical-hearted, lover of words, lover of music, and when he brought those two together, it was a rip-roaring firecracker of a roller coaster ride, and we are all the better for having bought the ticket. Thank you, Richard.
And that was Cindy Martin, host of the Retro Opry Collective, every Sunday at noon right here on WUTC. And don't forget, on Sunday, June 22nd, the Thank You Richard Winham WUTC benefit concert. That's a $20 ticket to get you in the door. Doors open at 12, and the show is at 1 p.m. over at Barrel House Ballroom, featuring a lineup of Randy Steele and High Cold Wind, Wayne White and Username Password, and many, many more. That'll be a great time and a way for all of us to get together and celebrate Richard Winham and his legendary career. I'm Clark Gibson, and thank you so much for listening.